of training and a focus is to help sick people, especially in the hospital. You only see people when they come in sick. Even in the office, that's a large part. And so being on the program has helped me to change focus as far as not just treating sick, but building health, and really working towards that, on that pathway towards health, and taking steps. And it's even more beyond preventing disease, and preventative medicine, and that's a big push in medicine right now, is preventative medicine. It's more than that. It's it goes towards Dr. A's kind of the sick, non-sick, and then healthy, and really pushing towards healthy. So taking that extra step, making changes in your life to become healthy. And it's really helped me just change focus a little bit and become more and even just in this past week, just doing this program, just even talking with patients, saying, hey, we need to take the extra step. Not only are we controlling your blood pressure and your cholesterol and your diabetes and things, we need to take the extra step to to turn things around. And I've seen patients do it in the past where they've been able to change their life and be able to come off medication and stop things. And I've been able to tell them, just because we're starting this doesn't mean you can't make a change and do better. So it's kind of been a focus shift for me personally, but it's so applicable to my patients, to really everybody.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you. It's really fun to see that happen for all of us, and the more we feel that, the more we want to tell other people.
Sure.
So with your sphere of influence, it's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, and it's going to be challenging. I think for me personally, it's going to be more challenging this weekend, just to push forward with that. There's a lot more distractions, a lot more opportunities to I don't know. It's going to be harder this weekend.
Okay. Well, if you want to chat, we can do a call, or if you want to share with the rest of these people, I'm sure they've gone through some of the things you're about to face. What is it
well, the biggest thing probably is we're going to a movie today. My boys earned this, the new Lego movie, and they're going to get popcorn and drinks and everything, and I'll be sitting there smelling the popcorn the whole time. But I already come up with a plan. I will have my snack, something else I can do. I'll bring in my water and things, and so I think we'll be okay, but it will be a challenge.
Okay. Anybody out there have any maybe things that that help you be successful in those situations, or other things that they do to prepare?
Christy.
Yes.
Hey, I remember my second week, and I'm sure you do too, that I was going on family vacation, and there was all kinds of foods I loved, and I told you I was scared to death, and you just told me, what are you doing this for? And you made me make the decision I wanted to be healthy. And it really helped because everybody was watching. And so I went on that vacation, and everybody watched, and I prepared my own meals, and everybody asked me, oh, do you really like that stuff? And finally I told my son-in-law, I said, yeah, I really do, because it gave me better control. And I came back home and I lost another 4 pounds. So, you just have a plan. It was really good for me because if I would have cheated, they would have told me. They would have been right there telling me, oh, you can't do that. So, hey, it worked out fine.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
I think it helps to have a plan.
Yes, I do too.
And if you're worried about not having the right stuff there, I put stuff in a baggie and brought it with me, like to the show, or even to a friend's house if I know that there's going to be a lot of high calorie, high carbohydrate foods there.
I think that's probably key, that plan. It's if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Exactly.
Good point. Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me at all?
Yes, we hear you.
Morning.
Welcome, Daniela.
I'm the sick one.
All right. Luckily, we won't catch it through the conference.
Thank goodness. You don't want what I have.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you joined us anyway. Okay. So, thank you, Robert. So I promised that we were going to share some lean and green ideas. And so hopefully you have your notebooks. And I'm also going to ask those of you who share to post the recipe in the Facebook group. I had several people message this morning who said, well, I can't be on, but can you send me all the recipes? And I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to write that fast. So if you could help us out by posting those in the Facebook group, that would be awesome. So I've invited a few people to share, and when those people have shared, we'll invite the rest of you to share. So let's start with Kent.
Oh, good morning. Hey, you know, I have to start out with when I started, my lean and greens were very simple because I was preparing them. And after a couple of months, my wife started into it. My wife got a lot better. And I'm going to share with you one of the lean and greens that I really like. You know, I've always liked eating large amounts, and this makes me feel like I'm eating a ton, and it's great. So what it is, it's a chicken and peppers enchilada. And Christy, will you want me to just go over the ingredients, or?
Yeah, what's in it and how you make it.
Okay. Okay, there's a fourth a cup of cottage cheese, 1%, 1 1/3 cups egg substitute, egg beaters, and then there's a half a cup of cooked peppers, green, a fourth a cup of raw mushrooms, a fourth a cup of raw peppers, a 1/2 meat fajita seasoning mix, and 8 ounces of chicken breast raw. But my wife cooks this beforehand. She doesn't cook it as we're making the lean and green. She cooks it and then shreds it, and so we add it after. 1/4 cup cheese, Mexican blend, reduced fat, 1 tablespoon of raw onion, a fourth cup of jalapeno pepper raw, 5 teaspoons of olive oil, 5 sprays of nonstick cooking spray, and a fourth a cup of enchilada sauce. And then you take that, and what you do with the egg beaters is you make like a tortilla shell in a frying pan, and then you put all this mixture together. Do you want me to go over how to put that together? Because I don't do it, my wife does.
Oh, you know what? Why don't you tell us kind of how to assemble it, and then we'll look for the recipe in the Facebook group.
Okay, you make that enchilada, and then you take and you assemble all that stuff together and cook it together. You just put it in the egg beater and tortilla shell and fold it up, and it is amazing. I love it.
It sounds good.
It really is good.
It's kind of like a crepe then.
It is kind of like a crepe. But, you know, we've given it to a lot of people not on plan, and they really like it. And it's one of those that every time I have it, I say, this is one of my favorites. My wife says, well, that's what you say all the time. And I said, well, this is really one of my favorites.
Awesome. Okay.
Well, and that's enough for 2 people to have 2 enchiladas. And, you know, for my greedy nature, it's just great, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Awesome. I love the egg beaters option too, because it gives you a big serving. You probably get about a cup of egg beaters, and then you get the chicken in there too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and it's really good.
Fantastic.
Would that be something more for maintenance, or is that right now a lean and green? Because there's the cottage cheese. I'm not sure. Was that?
You can have cottage cheese when you're on when you're losing.
Yeah, on 5 and 1. So it's
on 5 and 1. It's an alternate protein that you can have.
Oh, perfect! I didn't know that. That's great.
But there's very little cottage cheese in it. There's only a fourth of a cup.
Oh, sure.
But yeah,
I look forward to trying that. That sounds great.
Oh, it's amazing.
You know, Christy, what might be really, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, what might be really helpful to all of us, which I know will be helpful for me, is what can we really eat and what, when we're losing weight? Because some of the things I think I can eat, and when I talk to you, it's really what we can't eat. Because I didn't know we could have raisins, and yesterday morning she mentioned that she takes raisins and nuts, and I knew we could have almonds.
No,
and then later on I saw we could have cottage cheese. So.
Oh, okay. So, so the lady who shared that she had raisins is doing the, she's not doing the 5-in-1.
Oh, okay.
She's doing the Habits of Health. I tried to make that pretty clear, but maybe you missed it. So
okay.
yeah, she's just doing the Habits of Health program from the book. So raisins is not part of the plan. No fruit is part of the plan.
Well, good. I'm glad I didn't eat any.
Yeah. So the cottage cheese falls under the vegetarian options. Okay, so if you don't have the vegetarian options list, if you want to send me an email, I will send that to you, and you can use those options too. The only thing that I caution you about is making sure that because those things are usually higher in carbs, that you stick with lower carb vegetables when you eat those things. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
You're welcome. So yeah, just shoot me over an email and I'll send that. Okay. Tammy, are you with us?
I think I'm with you. Can you hear me?
I hear you, yeah. Okay, we're ready for news. Tammy's going to share with us how she does this with her big family.
Okay, well, let's see.
Are you there, Tammy?
Okay, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I've only had a few minutes to think about it, and the one thing I tell everybody is you have to understand that I'm kind of a mean mother, so I am happy to share what I do with my family because I refuse to cook 2 separate meals. So I do have 6 children and a husband, and the Lean and Green meal is my favorite part of this program because there is so much variety that you can do. Obviously, my husband and my children all need some carbs, but we no longer have anything white in our house. So any carbs that I add to their meal are always what I would consider a healthy lifestyle. Whole wheats and whole grains and stuff that way. For instance, my children love spaghetti, and I love spaghetti, and I make spaghetti for our family using whole wheat pasta for my family and spaghetti squash for me, and it works great, and it's not difficult. My family loves tacos, and it's really easy to turn tacos into a taco salad for me and tacos for them. You can do a million things with chicken in the crock pot, serve them on lettuce for you and serve them over brown rice for your family. So those are some ideas that I do.
Thank you. Thank you, Tammy. And some of her recipes are already in the Facebook group, but if you have any new ones, Tammy, feel free to put them up there. If you just look under the photos, you'll find some of her recipes, Tammy Barker, and she's got lots of great ones that she shared already. So, okay, and the last person I asked to share was David. David, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I had to go get some.
Okay.
All right. So, just to show you how easy this is to prepare even for a single guy and how quick. Christy just messaged me like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I've already fixed 3 separate lean and green meals. And when she just mentioned chicken, with the tacos and stuff, that got me thinking. I buy these little grilled chicken packs, and they're 2.5 servings in a pack. Just 1 gram of fat, 2 carbs, and you just pop them in the microwave for like 3 or 4 minutes, and it's done. And then I also buy swai fillets, I get the big bag. I don't remember how many's in this bag.
Like 6 or something?
Well, it just says 4 pounds. Now there's like 20 or so. They're individually wrapped. They're just 4 ounces, and that's like $15 for 4 pounds.
That's fish.
I get mahi. Now they're a little bit pricey. This is like $6.99 for 4 fillets, but it's on the higher chart, you know, with less fat and everything. I buy the packs of broccoli like this, you know, just fresh broccoli at Walmart in the vegetable section. I buy the organic romaine hearts, you know, make salads out of them. And then for seasonings, I use turmeric, which is good for your brain. We find that out later in the book, which I just heard this from an old man when I was in the nursing home after my accident last year. And he put it on every meal, you know, and he told me that. And so I tried it, and, you know, I liked it. And so then when we got into Dr. A's book last month, it said, hey, it is good for the brain. So that man was validated, you know, and he's been through World War II and the Korean War, you know. So, and then I like a little cayenne because it's good for your blood and everything. Balsamic vinegar, sprinkle a little bit out on your salad to give it a little flavor. And then I use Himalayan salt. I've always been in some kind of vitamin sales and stuff all my life, and network marketing. And there was a seminar where the guy said Himalayan salt was the best salt for your blood vessels. Sea salt and regular salt, no matter how fine you get it, even water it down and it's in watery form, it's still got sharp crystals on it. Whereas the Himalayan salt does not have the sharp edges, so it doesn't tear your capillaries. And that capillaries, when they're torn, that scar tissue is where the plaque will build up. And I didn't know that, and that sounded pretty good. So it took me about a year to find Himalayan salt in the health food stores. Now they sell it at Walmart. I got this one at Walmart. It's a grinder. You know, just open it up, you know. For a little flavor, once in a while I use a little lemon pepper.
Yeah.
All it is lemon, pepper, a little salt. But when you put it all together, see if I can get the screen right here. This is a swai fillet with a little cayenne on it, some romaine hearts cut up, and some bell pepper with a little lemon pepper sprinkled on top.
Awesome. Looks delicious.
Yeah, I'm sitting here drooling.
You're making me hungry.
And this one right here is another swai fillet with a little lemon pepper, some bell peppers, and some broccoli, some of the steamed broccoli. Just put that in the fish I grilled, de-thawed, you know, in the microwave, and then I put it in the skillet and just put a little water in it. I usually put a little olive oil, but I'm out of olive oil and I haven't been to the grocery store yet today. But then it only took about 5 minutes to cook that after it was thawed out because it's real thin.
Yeah.
And then the mahi, I put the turmeric on it. I don't know if you can really see the yellow tint to it. But then a couple of celery stalks and some spinach leaves. And then I put a little balsamic vinegar on that. And so that's basic.
Awesome.
They're delicious and gives me my protein and vegetables and lean and green. So
fantastic. Thank you, David. That's fantastic.
I'm going to take off, Christy. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thanks for being here, Robert. Okay. Anyone else have a lean and green recipe they'd like to share?
I think we all need to go to his house for dinner.
Well,
Yeah, it's only after 8 o'clock over here, so that's not fair. Well, you know, Christy, I'm Italian, and sorry, I can't really talk very well, but I just kind of do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I don't really have a lot of recipes that I follow, but one that I really like is I make the peperonata, which is you just saute a tiny bit of onion, some garlic, with olive oil, whatever much you're allowed, and then you put in a bunch of sweet peppers that are washed and seeds out and cut in strips, and you need to use the yellow and red, which are a little more expensive, but they're really nice. And then you, when you cover the lid, you put the lid on the pan, and then when they have completely cooked down, you add a can of crushed tomatoes or tomato sauce, whatever you like. Of course, salt and pepper. And you just let it simmer for about a half an hour, stirring every once in a while. And then what I do is that's a really good side dish with either a steak or chicken, grilled chicken, or you can do your 3 eggs for the one dinner. And what you do is you take some of that and you heat it up on the pan, and then you make little holes for the eggs, and you break 3 eggs in it, salt and pepper, if you want a little bit of cheese, and you just make sure with the fork that the white of the egg is cooked thoroughly. And it's really yummy. I mean, we really like that. And it's just an alternative to always having meat, you know, for dinner.
Yeah.
And it's good for vegetarians, those that are allowed to eat, to have eggs.
Right.
So
Wow.
that's fun.
Thank you, Daniela. That sounds yummy.
Yeah, it's really, the house smells so good when you're making the peppers.
Yeah. I would love for you to make that and take a picture of it so we can kind of see what it looks like in the skillet.
Sure. I wanted to ask you, which Facebook page do you post everything? Is it the Superpower Loser?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've been also, you know, to the one other page that you told me about for like Overeater Anonymous kind of page.
Yeah.
And for this challenge, I was posting there, but then I'm thinking maybe you mean the Superpower Loser posting.
Yeah, Superpower Losers is
okay. Oops.
Posting. That's okay. And as far as that page goes, that one is one that you don't want to be posting recipes in.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, good. Don, do you have any ideas that you'd like to share with us?
I watch when cauliflower's on sale. I buy cauliflower. I cut up the flowerets and steam them in the microwave. Then I put it through the food processor, make a cauli rice, and then I can stir fry vegetables and put it on the rice. My wife likes that, so we do that often. And I too like to season stuff. Have chili powder or cayenne pepper or Creole powder, whatever. But I like that on fish and chicken fillets. I just roast or fry, and I don't even fry. I just cook it in the oven, and that works out good for me.
Excellent. Thank you, Don. That's awesome.
Spinach is good for salads, but I've been trying kale. You can buy, they sell a mix now, and you can, the kale lasts a little longer than the spinach if you're interested, but that works good. I mix that in with the romaine lettuce, or I'll put it in soup or mix it with eggs. That works good.
Awesome. Yeah, I use the baby kale, and I love it. It's not, doesn't have that tart flavor.
Yeah, it doesn't get as tough as the bigger leaves. That's great. Yeah.
Right. So it's really tender, and yeah, it's great with eggs, or I just like to eat it. You know, when I eat 1.5 cups of that cooked kale, my body comes alive. I have this energy that just like, woo, over the top. It's great.
You're always over the top.
Oh no.
So one of my kids just came in my room because they, you know, and listened in, and they said, Mom, tell them about the ditchweed that you cook us. So they want me to share this quick recipe that my kids, who are from ages 11 down to 2 years old, and every one of them will eat it if I cook this. It's just chicken in a baking dish, and I lay asparagus over the top of it and sprinkle some little bit of olive oil over it and bake it till it's cooked. And I can't believe my kids will eat asparagus, but they will. So it's such an easy recipe. I mean, every time I make it and people come over, they're like, what is that smell? It smells so good. And that asparagus cooking with the chicken is amazing. So
just whole chicken breasts?
I just do whole chicken breasts and lay the asparagus over the top of it. And then you can sprinkle sometimes I've done some Tuscan seasoning, or, you know, a seasoning that you want to put on it. But sometimes I just do asparagus and some salt and pepper. So.
Wow.
Now, if anybody wants to know the good Tuscan recipe for spinach, that's where I'm from. You just put fresh crushed, what do you call them? The spinach that has been all chopped up. And you can use the frozen one also. And then just make sure that it's gone through, you know, thawed, and you have to really smoosh it with your hand so the water is out. But what you do is you just do a little bit of olive oil, garlic, chopped garlic, and then you throw in your spinach, salt and pepper, and boy, is that yummy. Just so easy and wonderful with, again, steak especially, but that's what they do. It's Florentine steak with spinach. Very, very yummy.
Thank you. All right. Well, we've had some good treasures here shared. So we just have a couple more minutes left. Let's see. Leslie, are you still with us?
I am.
Awesome. I asked Leslie to share how she successfully navigates when she's eating out and when she's going on trips. So we're ready, Leslie.
A couple weeks ago, Dwayne and I went to Las Vegas for a convention for my business, and he mentioned to me that since we had been on this diet for 3 weeks, he wanted to make sure we stuck to it because he didn't want to start something and then have to start over again. So we went through our cupboard. We have taken all of the meals and put them in the cupboard according to breakfast, lunch, and dinner type things, and went through and figured out what we could take with us. And so we started the morning with the drink. I call it a Slim Fast, but it's not a Slim Fast. It tastes like that to me. I can't remember which one it is, Christy. It's already pre-ready. You just shake it and drink it.
Yeah, they're ready.
And then, of course, and that to me, I have one of those every morning. It is absolutely the super easiest thing there is. I make Dwayne his pancakes every morning, and I drink that every morning. So then we had a bar, and then for lunch, I think for lunch we had a bar too, because we went over to the, you know, when you go to conventions, how they have a place where you can go eat. There really wasn't anything for us to eat. But at dinner time, and we had drank water through that whole time. We had taken bottles of water or gone back out to the car and had some more water, or even at the different booths, they passed out water. So we made sure we drank lots of water. And at dinner time, we just went to a restaurant, and all we had was a chicken salad. And we let him know that we needed a light dressing and just water. And so we made it through it, and he was pleased. And when we got home, we had even lost weight. And usually when you're driving, you know, when you go to the gas station, you always pick up, you know, chips, or my thing is a ice cream bar. I don't know why, but when we go on trips, I always get one of the ice cream bars. And it was amazing to me to watch how many people, I mean, when they'd go in and fill up with gas, they'd come out with those gigantic cups full of Coke and 2 and 3 bags of chips and candy bars. And it was just easy for us to go in, use the restroom, come back out, drink our little drink or eat our bar, and on the way we went. And so yesterday, you will be amazed, we weighed and measured Dwayne. He started out at 225. He's now down to 195. His chest was, when we didn't have the best measuring tape when we did this, everything was like 44, 45. His stomach is down to 39 and a half. His waist is down to 37. His chest is down to 41. Wow. And like I said, he's only at 195, and he's feeling so much better. And people are starting to notice. We had a couple of friends that we do a lot with mentioned that they noticed that I had lost weight and Dwayne had lost weight. What were we doing? Because he has gained so much weight the last 3 years with his sickness. And so we started to tell him, and it's amazing the excuses people have. I mean, you have to really want this. You have to really want to lose the weight and, you know, get healthier and know down the road you're going to feel better and live longer. And the whole night they kept saying, well, what do you do? And Dwayne would explain it. And he's not the most positive type person. So he was trying to explain what some of the food tasted like. And he eats anything and does whatever I ask him to do, which is super nice because he knows that, you know, down the road everything is going to work out. And our friends kept saying, oh, there's no way in the world I could drink that much water. Oh, I just don't like water. So all night long we're telling them all the positives, and all night long they're talking themselves out of it because they just are too lazy to do it.
Right.
So you just have to do it, and you have to, you know, want it. Is what I think. You just have to really want to look better and lose the weight, and you make it so much easier for us. So we really appreciate all you do for us.
Oh, thanks,
Yep.
Leslie, and congratulations. What an amazing success story you guys have already created for yourselves. And it's just those.
And I forgot to tell you, every morning that I'm on listening to your calls, he's in there listening towards the end of, he doesn't get the very first part where everybody says how they've done for the day, but he gets the end where everybody talks about the different chapters and everything. So he just wanted me to tell you today, because he's at work, that he really appreciates all that you've done for us. Because you remember when you met him, he wasn't super excited to do this, but he's very glad we did.
Oh, good.
And continue. So.
Okay. Fantastic. We're thrilled for him. And, you know, even when things aren't, I don't know, sometimes in Dr. A's book we read, sometimes we have to do things that, you know, we don't want to do because they'll give us the result that we want, right?
Yep, you just have to want it. So
Yep.
It works.
Exactly. And you have to make those daily choices, consistent daily choices, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Hourly choices.
Hourly. Sometimes it is minute to minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll be excited that I've listened to some of these Lean and Green, because he gets a salad for dinner. He gets either salmon or chicken, and then I either steam asparagus or broccoli. And that's about all the extent of my dinners, because I couldn't figure out what else I could do. So he'll be excited to know I have other choices.
Oh, yeah, there's a ton. One of my favorites that I posted in the Facebook group this week was stuffed peppers. That's a super easy one. Just take your peppers, and you can put shredded pork, or I just did ground turkey meat, and I added a little bit of cottage cheese. You can add a little bit of canned or bottled tomatoes, a little bit of that. And then some seasoning, salt and pepper, garlic, and then I like to sprinkle Parmesan cheese over the top, and then bake them. Hi, Kathy.
Hi.
How are you?
Sorry, I had to get cleaned up before I could get in front of the camera.
Well, I want you to know that I did shower this morning, but I didn't hardly put any makeup on, and I didn't put any jewelry on or nothing this morning because I invited everybody to come as you are. So
Okay, well, I come as I are.
and you're beautiful. This is Miss Kathy. She's lost like 80 pounds on the program.
Wow.
Yeah, we're pretty excited for her. Any we're about to close, Kathy, but do you have any words of wisdom? She's in the maintenance phase now.
Well, I'll tell you what, I love being in the maintenance phase, and I love making good choices. I don't always make the best ones, but I've been able to maintain within 5 pounds of my weight, and I watch it really close, but it's really worth it. I'm just thrilled.
Well, she really makes it hard on me because there's things that she's eating now that I can't, and I love them, but you know, I'm just thrilled that she decided to join me, and it made my life a lot better. My Lean and Greens got 1,000 times better after she joined. So
fantastic. Well, Kathy, maybe we'll invite you to talk to us more about what a successful maintenance program looks like. Give us all a little bit of more hope next week, okay?
All right.
Awesome. Okay, well, I'm going to thank all of you for being with us, and hopefully you felt like this was helpful. Please post your recipes in the Facebook support group, and send in your tracker sheets as soon as you have them completed for this week. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Christy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Appreciate everybody. Thanks. Have a nice week.
Everybody have a wonderful day.